Okay.
We'll be doing these. Here's an update on the 5 baby coons that are still in the house. They are 8 weeks old now, and as you can see here, I've had to separate them into 2 different crates. I have 2 in one crate and 3 in the other crate. The reason I had to do that was because they are being goofy and they're not gaining weight the way they should. They're not digesting their food the way they should, and they act frantically starved most of the time, and I haven't been able to figure out what to do with them. They've been wormed, which we're actually going to do today again, so you'll see that. And we've tried probiotic stuff, which they get another dose tomorrow. We have tried 3 different formulas, and nothing seems to work. They're just, we don't know what their problem is. They're just crazy. But because of these other issues, they were biting each other, and the 2 that I have separated, the 3 bigger ones were biting them and actually making sores on them while they were squabbling at the door trying to eat. So we do have them separate, so I'll be feeding the 2 little ones first, and then we will weigh them and get them their worm. So first of all, and I'll show you what they're eating. They're eating just puppy formula right now, and then they are eating that yucky mixture, and that is baby rice cereal, a little bit of the second kitten weaning food, a tiny bit of that, and some organic, because it was on sale, baby food. It was banana, apple, and sweet potato, I believe. That is all mixed up. So they get as much of that as they will eat, which means they get 3 little spoonfuls of that washed down by them. So we'll just go ahead and start feeding them. These little guys, you can see where they were getting hurt right here. And we've put Neosporin on it and washed it up. But these little guys are 8 weeks, and you can tell with this little guy, he generally at this age they're at least, they're about double this size. And he is just a pound. He should be close to 2 pounds, pound and a half, 2 pounds. Especially since he's one of the bigger size in the litter. Oh, sorry, I forgot this stuff. And the reason I'm doing the cereal bit is I'm hoping that it will help them start to gain weight. Maybe they can digest that, whatever it is they're missing in their diet, because at this age they normally would be starting to eat some softened dog food, scrambled eggs, fruits, things like that. And these guys have absolutely no interest whatsoever in that stuff. And really, since we have no idea what's going on with them, we don't absolutely know for sure whether they will be releasable or not. We really don't know, because they're being crazy. So we've got probably the next 2 to 3 weeks will be the deciding factor whether they all have to be euthanized or whether they'll catch up and be releasable. So yeah, it's kind of a waiting game right now. And they're all getting very goofy with the bottle. And this is going to be a long video because it's going to take a while for them all to decide to eat.
And I can stop it and we can...
No, I just let it keep going. It's easier that way.
This little guy is sitting over here sucking on the blanket.
Oh, I don't like to do that.
And here's these little cutie pies.
They don't need any milk. Before we put him back, I will worm him.
I will wait for somebody to ask if those are wild. We'll just say yes. May get to be 13 pounds still.
Alright, so then we'll get the wormer. You'll get 0.5 per pound, so here's a pound. And he will get 0.5. And I have actually, I've talked to another coon rehabber. I have one more I'm going to call that they've been doing it longer than I have, to see if they have any ideas. I have talked to...
The trouble is it doesn't taste like nanas.
Yuck. I have talked to my vet, and he couldn't think of anything for me to try that I haven't tried. The general consensus simply is that they're nuts. And that would just about cover it. They are the most adorable little things. Oh, good. A little under a pound, but close enough to a pound. We're just going to go ahead and give you the pound dose. And this one right here has it's been chewed on the same side as his brother. Oh, honey! Open! Thank you. They love to do that because they're not very happy with me.
It didn't get on you, it just got on the floor.
You mopped the floor. Because, as you can tell, none of them are very thrilled with eating solid food, but they should be, so.
He just did a backflip, actually out of his wheel. He was sitting in his wheel, he did this little...
With the stuffed animal?
No, without it. And then did this little, like, and then later for a second he got up, and he did it all purpose for. He wasn't wheeling, he was just doing...
He was just...
the lack of it.
And probably Saturday, we will be doing a longer video of different things. We're actually going to do 2 videos. One is going to be release of 4 squirrels and a chipmunk. And so we'll show you the catching them and getting them ready to take to the release site, and then releasing them. And then the other video we're going to do is of what we do after the release and changing the animals around to different cages, because a lot of people that don't do it view the release as the end of you know, what we're doing, and okay, now we released it and that's the end. But after you release, then it's cleaning the cages and getting them ready for whatever else you need to put in there. Yuck. Stay off of my clothes. I know.
Your neck, too. Just teensy weensy bit.
So we're going to do those 2 videos, and we're going to do those a little bit different than we've been doing. We're going to try something a little different and see what people think of that.
See how you like it.
So we'll want your feedback on those, especially to see what you think. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, and since I have these separated out, I've only got so many crates, and so it's kind of a juggle to get them all in the right size crate. For the time being, if I take the 2 little ones out of this one, and then make sure it's clean. And then get it ready for the new one. Mary's hyper today. She cannot hold still. Get in there. Get in their heads. Again, this is one of the bigger ones, so we're going to see how much he weighs today. He is 2 ounces over a pound. So we're still going to go with a pound for his warmer. Because he's not far enough over. He's 18 ounces.
He looks... Is he bigger than the other two or small?
He's bigger.
I was going to say, he looks bigger.
2 ounces bigger. Ooh, was that nasty? Yeah, that was nasty. There you go. That might taste better. Yeah, good boy.
You didn't spit.
Yeah, this one right here. This one has been thinking of eating it.
Good.
This one is a... They're all good eaters, actually. That's why it doesn't make sense that they are the way they are. But, this one I would say is the best. He has such a strong suction. He latches onto this nipple and collapses it, and then gets furious when he can't get any more milk and he has to let the air in the bottle. And he also, you have to watch him because he eats his allotted amount and half the time as the others. And you gotta watch because he'll just gorge himself. Parfait and Spunky are out there having a good one. Alex, you're in a bad mood today, aren't you? You've been smacking all the doggies and yelling at them for no apparent reasoning. We can see. Good boy. Yeah, nice bit. And they are also still offered some softened dog food at least once a day in their crates with them. Because I'm trying to get them to eat on their own. So that is always given to them because, you know, that's the only way they'll learn to eat it. But so far, what are you doing, Trunk? So far,
yeah, I'm crazy.
This one right here is also a bigger one. Look at that little face. Isn't it adorable? And they also like to bite me, which isn't. They really shouldn't do that at this age. They should know better than that. But ow, no. One time. He is going to be the cutest, fluffiest boy when he grows up, though. Girl, sorry. That's... You didn't know me? No, it wasn't. No, honey.
He ate most of it.
Okay, yeah. She. I thinker. Amazingly enough, the 2 girls aren't in the group of 3. They are not in the little
that is amazing.
Singled out group, which isn't what I would have normally thought. Although on the other hand, the girls are usually more aggressive than the boys. And so in the group...
But the boys are usually bigger and stronger.
Yeah, but in the group, they're usually...
They are nastier, that is very
nastier of them all. Some of these guys get a pretty good case of lockjaw when they know it's the cereal coming. I think this is our next and the last one. We got one more little guy to go. Girl to go. She's the tiniest one out of the whole bunch. The next one is. Just let all the air in the bottle. It'll be faster that way. There's more on the floor. Here you go, open up. Okay.
Looking all fat and blubby.
And here's our tiny, tiny girl. This is the one that originally, when we first started out, she was the one that she's not growing with everybody else. And that's still where she is. Now her teeth came in with everybody else. And she actually, she's the first one that we noticed, that we noticed an injury on. And it was, it was right here on her temple there. But it healed up. And,
I wonder, do you think these make that break?
I was trying to see what was on you, honey.
Do you have a hurt or just do we?
I can't tell if she's just yucky. I think she's just yucky. Ow. Don't bite mommy. The bad girl.
Probably just cereal or something like that.
Hope so. Okay, she's 12 ounces, which is just totally ridiculous. She is very, very definitely, there's just something. As a general rule, if you take care of lots of animals, you just get, when you're taking care of them like this, you get a gut feeling. These guys are just weird. There's just...
And her gut's telling her, look out.
That these things are weird, and there's probably not, especially this girl, she is not, I mean, she's just not normal. And I don't think that there's anything I can do to fix what they're doing. I mean, I'm trying, but, you know, she's just this little bony thing, and she eats
her
like...
head is too big for her body, actually.
Yeah, her head's too big for her. She's just... There's something hooked up wrong with this girl. So, again, we're going to give them several more weeks to see what is, you know, if there's something going on that we can fix.
Cute.
She's the most adorable thing. And probably she could live fine in a captive situation, as most of these babies probably could. But that isn't realistic to... There are a lot of them that could probably live there that may not be able to live in the wild. So, realistically, you can't save all of them for a captive, you know, a captive situation. That's just, it's not possible. So...
Okay, is this the one that usually goes while he's eating?
No, that's the
Well,
other.
it didn't do it.
No, that was one of the boys. And no, the last time I fed him, he didn't do that. Now, one of them didn't latch on very well. He always sucked half air, half formula, but, I mean, the way he didn't latch on, he was usually getting half the amount of air as he was formula, which caused a bit of an issue. But no, he hasn't been. So these are the 5 little babies, and it's a general update on them. We're going to hope that getting them onto some solid food will be the turning point.
And make them all better.
And make them all fat and sassy, and they'll be ready for release before winter. Yeah, because overwintering coons is not fun.
What's really not fun is then catching them in spring.
No. You want an adrenaline rush? What you get anyhow when you go to catch any raccoons.
And another thing I hate is the way they scream, and then certain neighbors.
There are different neighbors this year, though.
These ones even here.
So they would hear it and they would start screaming.
No, they're so busy screaming. They wouldn't even hear.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't like the noise they make, but that is what usually moving when they start reaching at you, and yeah, when you're in a little cage, which usually, there are always a few out of every batch that are stinkers. Honey, you're gonna choke if you don't stop.
You're going to blow up,
Stop
too.
sucking.
Ugh. Goodness sake.
Stop shucking. There.
They're so fluffy.
Just feely feeling with their little feet. Now, one thing about these babies, though, mentally and for the most part developmentally, you know, as far as they are developing on schedule. They do already have their designated potty area. They do, their teeth are coming in on schedule, their eyes opened on schedule. They're just not growing on schedule, and they're not gaining weight the way they should. But mentally, at least, they are all completely fine, which is a big deal because we've had some that aren't. And so, you know, that's a good thing. So if we can just get them health-wise to catch up and be normal, then we'll be good. There's nothing cuter. Alright, so that is the update, and we will get several new videos in the next few days that we are planning on. And hopefully they'll turn out well.